Oh, hey everybody. Moules, I can't speak French. It's Mussels Normandy style. Of course, now I've offended France again. Oh well. So, as you can tell from the name, it hails from Normandy, and of course, that area has a few foodstuffs that it is very famous for. You know, that very popular there, stuff like that. One, mussels. Well, of course, it's a main item in the dish. Apples. I've got a Honeycrisp. One of my favorites. Dairy. How about some heavy cream? That'll work. So, while we're at it, I'm holding up cards, that is. You know, like, subscribe, smash all the buttons down there, except for the dislike. So, basic ingredients, mussels, apples, dairy. There's usually more, and well, in this case there is. We're gonna start off, well, one. We're gonna start off by sweating some butter. I got a tablespoon. Get that melted down. And then I'm gonna throw this sausage in here. I've got andouille, about a pound. Just enough to give it some flavor. It's very common to see this combination, sausage and seafood, especially in the Mediterranean near Spain, southern France, Italy, even to a certain extent in the Greeks. Very common. And why? Because it tastes good. So we've got our sausage in there. We're not really gonna do a lot of browning with it. We just want to render out some of the fat or the flavor. And that'll do fine in there. Also, we're throwing a little bit of shallot. This is one medium-sized shallot. Just not a fine dice, but just a rough dice. Apple. I'm gonna chop this up. While that's sweating off. Don't need a very fancy small dice. You want a little bit of, I like to have something to bite into, so I'm going about a 3/8 inch dice. Not too big, not too small. All right, apples go in. Get a little color on that. Not much, just a little bit. Of course, a little salt. Nice black pepper. Fresh crack. Always get fresh crack. You know, buy yourself one of these if you don't have one. They're relatively inexpensive, and the flavor is so much better. Let that go a little bit. So, of course, the main star of the dish is mussels. Wash them off when you get them in them. Wash them off. Make sure you keep them cool, but not soaking in water or anything like that, or buried under ice, give them a little inspection. Make sure that there's no cracked shells. This one I've got a little bit of a beard on it. Just pull it right off. If you need to, you know, you can break out kitchen shears. That'll help with that. These all look pretty good. They're ready to go in. Now we need to talk about liquid. You don't have to use what I'm going to use. This is optional. I've got apple cider, hard apple cider. It's going to take about, we'll go about a cup. So about 8 ounces or so. Oh, and while that's going in, I'm going to add probably about 2 tablespoons of chopped tarragon. Now, one thing you're going to notice with me, I like having a rough chop on my my herbs because I just want the chunks. You know, I want to be able to notice that is get that big pop of flavor. Another ingredient. So the apple cider is common to go in there. If you don't want to do the hard apple cider, that's fine. Use a veggie stock or a light chicken broth. Something with a little bit of flavor, a little bit more than just plain water, although you could use water. You could use white wine also in this. That would be nice. The restaurant I worked at that we served this in, we used white wine. Also, just to up the flavor, it's common to use Calvados. Calvados is an apple brandy from, yeah, of course. But it's my local liquor store did not have Calvados, but you know, here in America, we got Applejack. So I'm gonna pour in maybe 2 ounces of Applejack in there. That's come up to a boil, and I'm just going to throw in my mussels. And we're going to hit it with 1/4 cup of cream. Stir that up a little bit. Bring it up to a boil, slap on the lid. This is not going to take long at all. All you're really looking for, you know, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Bring it up to a boil, let the steam do its job. The big thing you're looking for is you want these to all open up, cook the meat inside, and everything's good. So, but the one thing you do want to watch out for is you want to make sure that they do open up, and we'll get to that. I'm gonna let that cook for a little bit. Keep an eye on it. So it's been about 5 minutes. They're starting to open up. A good portion of them are already open. What I like to do at this point is just give them a stir, because chances are the reason why one may not be open is because, well, what's underneath everybody else? The other reason, maybe it just hasn't gotten enough heat yet. So you give it a stir, slap on the lid, and let it go. You notice how the lid is not quite fitting as tight as it used to. That's from the mussels opening up. We'll give it a couple more minutes. Okay, service. Very, very simple. Turn that off. Take the pan. Dump it all in a big bowl. And I like to just pop a loaf of bread on there. Just makes it perfect for me. This is Chef Terry. Hope you enjoyed this dish. And I know I will. I'll see you next time. Oh, don't forget, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave a comment. Say hi. all that stuff. See ya.